Hello everybody, my name is the Chef and welcome back to another One Piece Bounty Rush video. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the balance changes, quotations balance changes that is going to come to the game in a few days, and also ways that they could have / should have improved on some of these things. Now don't get me wrong, they are improving some characters, so it does mean they're trying. It is a step in the right direction. However, it's not like optimal what they're doing. Like some of these don't make any sense. But Doflamingo, first and foremost, actually got a pretty nice buff. So we got 30% HP recovery when capping, and you're going to be filling up the treasure gauge a little bit more. I feel like they could have given him a speed buff on his Black Knight skill, the one that launches him forward. Could have given him a little bit more of speed so he can keep up with some of the faster runners / defenders nowadays. I like the speed reduction on that. Not really much more to say about him. Katakuri, they really fucking dropped the ball on this guy. So first and foremost, they gave him reduced the cooldown time of skill 2 by 5% whenever you take damage, which is useless because this guy's gonna get one shot. What they should have done with this characters and most other attackers is give them like heals on kill, maybe some of the critical hit traits, or some more defense. Like give them a defense buff or something, like when you, I don't know, down an enemy or hit them with your skill 1. But like this, doing 10% extra damage to enemies when you're in your enemy's treasure, aka trying to, make him able to kill Roger even, less than he already can't. Because this guy has he obviously struggles KOing Roger. I mean, the multi-hit attack is quite okay, but giving him 10% extra damage, now he's going to probably just heal Roger with every single one of those shots. I do like that they made a balance adjustment. I never really had trouble hitting his skills anyways. CP0 Rob Lucci doesn't need a buff. I don't know what the fuck they were smoking when they thought about this one, but this guy never needed a buff and never probably will. He's just an overall perfect unit. Arouge, I kind of like what they did here. They make him a little bit more viable, giving him a little bit more damage. I'd say maybe just increase the damage reduction by like 10% as well, and it would have been like a really, really solid buff. Like 10% goes a long way, especially if you're running certain metals. So really, I think they did okay with the Rouge. Ace, they did a fantastic job. Gave him a second life, reduced the cooldown of, Marco rather. Gave him reduced the cooldown of some of his skills, gave him more recovery. Did a great job. Smoker here. 5 seconds is it's okay. I feel like it could have been a little bit more, but it is what it is. Magellan, they did a really good job here. This is what I was expecting if they were going to buff him. Reduce his speed by 40% rather than 50, and a nice little attack debuff, which is really, really helpful on him. Land of Wano, Zorojuro, they gave him a little bit of skill cooldown, which is quite nice. They don't really need to do too much to these step-up units because they are step-ups. They weren't like Bounty Fest units that you really wail out on. Onami, I don't know if I'll notice the 10% is actually a quite noticeable speed buff difference, so that's pretty damn nice. Her skills, I don't really use this character or have used her that much, so I can't really say. Ivankov did a beautiful job. You got rid of that HP restriction, so now she's got a flat out 50% defense debuff, dodge debuff, and gave her a little bit of skill cooldown when using the hormone attack, so pretty damn nice. Reiju, not half bad, giving her more the ability to reduce the skill 2 when you're attacking. Drake, I don't know correct me if I'm wrong, but this might make it you kind of immune to getting knocked out of your dinosaur mode. If that's not the case, then it's kind of a big fuck up. Like they should have done something better. Wano Law, nobody really cares, but that is a little bit of a step up. They should have done a lot more to this unit, if you're going to be honest. Land of Chopper Wano, a little bit more attack. I like what they did with Kaido here. They gave him the zone tag, which is really fucking nice. Like, that is a huge buff for Kaido, believe it or not. I mean, I was expecting them to do something dumb like get rid of the dodge thing, but no, they didn't do that. I'm glad they didn't, because he'd be best unit in the game. Bikini Boa, 5% now rather than 3. Ace, they gave him a cooldown on one of his skills. Koala, never used her, don't know. Brook, additional traits, nullify stolen heart, which makes sense. He's a fucking skeleton. I mean, good job there. Baroque Works Bon Clay, they could have given him, you know, a critical hit bonus and or KOing enemies gives you HP, like they should be doing with all of these attacker characters. And they should give all these old units a flat stat buff across the board, if I'm going to be honest, if you really want to make these characters decent. Apu, giving him a speed buff, that's quite good. 10% is actually very noticeable on top of, you know, from 10 to 20% rather is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, all these characters should just get a flat, you know, stat increase regardless. If they're really trying to catch these characters up and buff them up, they did do that on some of these. Robin, nobody really uses her, so, I mean, not really much they could have done. I like what they did with Gum Gum Storm Luffy, though, giving him that when you're down, getting critical hit rather than when your strength is less than. Because he does have a nice little multi-hit attack. But anyways, moving forward, I've got some other concepts and stuff that they probably should have done. Now, this is just a small list of characters that I think they could have fixed, but they didn't. So this Luffy, really fucking awesome unit. Really cool character. He's kind of shit right now. I mean, he's not like shit, but they could have done more. They could have given him anything. Take away that 5% chance to boost defense by 20% and give him the Arouge trait, you know, except maybe when you tremor somebody, the more you hit them, the more your defense stacks up to 50%. He'd actually be a solid unit. Give him an attack, a heal when you KO enemies as well. All attackers should have that at this point. It's kind of dumb that they're not making that because, you know, with the current state of the meta, people getting KO'd left and right by Roger one shot, you kind of need to heal whenever you possibly can. And this unit was a unit that people wailed for. I believe wholeheartedly that all the bounty fests in the past should get buffed, similar to, like, I don't know, Dokkan battles, Easy A's. Make them relevant again. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, this guy just needs like something like the Arouge trait. The next characters here, both Crocs, you know, green and Prison Croc and Blue Croc. Give him 20% more damage reduction rather than that crappy 15% chance, because 15% chance is almost never proccing. He's got shit for damage reduction. If they just do that, these Crocs might actually be viable, because then they could stack damage reduction with other stuff. So for the next character, this Law, he's got a pretty solid kit. However, I think his skill 2, if they give him the ability to switch places with people similar to Luffy, like on Fishman Island, that would just make the skill much, much better. The speed debuff is fine. It's perfect. Doesn't really need much. Maybe give it an attack debuff. It would have been a perfect unit again. Kizaru, this guy just needs probably instead of that 2% chance to dodge, give him capture speed bonus. He would actually be a fantastic runner. I mean, I like to use him, but he's slow at capping. Ace here, instead of that 15% chance to reduce damage, why not make it so he heals when you KO somebody? And also get rid of that 60% or 60-second crit trait. Make it when a teammate dies, you get a crit trait. And also make it so that you're doing extra damage when you're in your own treasure, because this is not the type of character you want to use in the opposite flag. Sengoku, get rid of that crappy trait where it's when your HP is less than 20%, reduce damage received, because that has never worked and it's never going to work. Make it a flat increase. Make it a flat 30% when you're in your flag. Problem solved. Sengoku might be useful again. Next character here, Bartolomeo. This barrier ability, it can be good. Why not make it 360 degrees, or like make it on both sides and you can only attack them from the side, because it's kind of shit otherwise. Kawamatsu, I feel like they could have just given him, a multi-hit attack for this attack. It seems like he's pushing his hands out a whole bunch. Make it so he's multi-hitting so you can actually heal a little bit more. Put some crit medals on him or something. What's his name? Fucking Akainu. Give this guy a flat, damage reduction buff rather than that 50% chance. Or just make him stack defense, similar to Arouge. Once again, if this guy had a stack like that, he might actually be pretty damn viable. He already hits hard. Give him more defense and survivability, and he'll be a fantastic unit. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but again, give this Sabo 20% more damage reduction. He's completely viable in this case. He'll have 50%. You could stack more stuff. Blah, 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 blah. He's going to be a fantastic unit. Kid, they really did to him dirty when they initially took away that buff from before. What they need to do with this guy is get rid of that trait on his skill 1, I believe, the attract. because it's a fucking nullification when your HP is less than 30, or when you get 30% of your HP taken away. Get rid of that and just make it so that you can have your attack buff and your arms on at all times, and the only way you get rid of it is by using skill 2, and then you wait for it to come back again. This unit would be a fantastic attacker. You know, maybe give him some heals. This kid, again, they're kind of doing kid dirty in this game, but it is what it is. Give him some damage reduction on top of all this stuff. He is a defender. I know he's kind of a hybrid attacker defender, but the dude is desperate for, you know, even a defense buff like a Rouge. Once again, make it when he knocks people down or when he crits them, he stacks defense up to 50%, and it resets when he gets KO'd. You know, there's several more units I can go over, but I feel like things like this would have made a lot more sense. Don't get me wrong, they did a great job, like I said, with some of the units, but they really dropped the ball on certain ones, and they kind of just completely overlooked them. So that's pretty much all I have to say. It's kind of more of a rant video than anything. I appreciate the gesture of them trying to buff once again, but I think they need to put a little bit more thought and effort into doing so, because man, some of these old units are fun to play. You just can't play them in the current state of the meta, and that's just the bottom line. Anyways, you know what to do. Hit that like and subscribe button and stay tuned for the next one. See you then. Peace.